I'm Coach Lionel. They just called me Lionel Harris. Been in the game.
OG.
Been in the game for over a decade, well over a decade from the training side. Been boxing since I was 9 and 47 years old. So just a boxing coach.
OG, man.
So how did you guys come about? How did you guys meet?
Well, he came to the gym. I was in the gym doing what I always do. He was in the gym with some, I guess, honey blonde dreads. Long honey blonde dreads. I guess that's the color we looking for. And I saw him in there, but I just figured just a kid here playing around. Wasn't serious about the sport, so I didn't really focus on it. Like one day, maybe in passing, we did like a little mid work, and I took note of it. I was like, hey, kind of strong. He's got a little sinewy strength. They don't know what he's doing, but he's strong, right? So then a little time goes by, and we had like a boxing show at a gym called Granite City. And he had already scheduled his own fight, right?
But in boxing, I didn't know that we wasn't supposed to schedule our own fight. I didn't even know I needed a coach. Because, I'm already, at this point, I think I was like 21. So I'm like, I'm a grown man. I don't need a coach. What do I need a coach for? I didn't know. I jumped right off the porch.
Yeah. Yeah. So he had scheduled his own amateur fight, and we had a few amateurs that were on the card. So he's walking around there aimless. Don't know what the world going on. I'm looking at him, and the guy that owned the gym at the time, Paul Delgado, had told me there was going to be a young man that had scheduled his own fight. But I had forgot about it. Yeah. But then when I saw him walking around, I go, I remember him from the gym. He was at the gym. So I called him over, and I was like, who rapping your hands? He said, I don't know. I said, who working your corner? He said, I don't know. I was like, well, what do you know? He got, I don't know. I'm like,
I just knew it was time to fight.
He wanted to be a fighter, right?
Yeah.
And so that was my first time working this corner, if you want to call it that.
Did I win?
I mean, he got the L. It was like a de facto L. Basically, in amateur boxing, if you have dreads or any like long hair, what you need is a larger headgear, and you need to cover it. You cover it first, and you have a larger headgear because you got to accommodate the hair, right? So he didn't know that, right? But his opponent also didn't know that, right? So after the end of the first round, the officials were like, "We need to do something here. You need to get his hair under control." I'm like, "How the hell am I supposed to do that, right?" And they couldn't get the other guy's hair under control either, so they called the fight. They said, "All right, the fight's over. Whoever won the first round won the fight." They went to the scorecard.
Yeah.
He got the W. So we have an asterisk by that one in our mind. What I do,
it's a victory. It's a victory to me.
And that was our first time, working together. And that I told him after the fight, you need to get your hair under control.
That's what he did.
And he cut it. I didn't mean for him to cut it. I just meant for him to know better that, next time to get under control. But I didn't make that clear. But we didn't have a relationship then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I wasn't trying to be clear. I was just trying to say, get your shit under control. Right? And he come in that Monday, he had a low haircut, low even. You know what I mean? And I was like, damn. I even told my wife, I said, this kid cut his hair. I said, he's serious. Right? So then we worked that Monday. And he said, what time you want me back, coach? I said, 10 o'clock tomorrow. He came back 10 o'clock the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And now we 5 years deep.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? And he stayed consistent the whole time. Out of anybody I ever trained, he's the only one that followed the path. Everybody else got off on, off the path.
Yeah, that leads to my next question. Like, what did you see in him when you first saw him? First time you saw him fighting, and then after you were like, okay, I can really work with him.
Well, in the fight, there wasn't nothing enough there to feel that way.
Okay.
Other than the fact he was tall, athletic, he had like those kind of attributes.
Yeah.
But from a boxing standpoint, I didn't know nothing about him. Like boxing is one of those things. It's a martial art. It's not we make it a sport, but it's a martial art, right? And so, being that it's a martial art, you have to conduct yourself like a warrior, like a martial artist would. You got to develop your skills brick by brick. You understand? So you don't know if a person's going to be like that, because when it becomes like tedious and time consuming, and you're not actually throwing punches, it doesn't even look like you boxing. People quit.
Yeah.
Or, they don't have, I'm not the type of coach that I'm going to suffer like somebody coming in and out, back and forth, inconsistent. I don't want to work with you. Right? So that's why I don't have nobody left but him. And my son and another kid we got coming along that's discipline.
Johnny Money.
Johnny Money. So that's the part for me as a coach. I don't want your money. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in it for like to try to get some money, you know, from the fighter.
That's how he always been from the jump. Like I always knew that he was genuine. That's why, cause you know, real recognize real, and you can feel it. You can feel it. You somebody ain't right, you gonna feel it. You folks ain't right. But when you see somebody and you know like they real, you gravitate towards the real. What I do. You know, that's just how I've been my whole life. I always gravitated towards what was real.
So that leads to my next question. So how did you know that he was? You kind of explained it there, but with it, like I know there's like a breaking point. What was that breaking point for you?
Oh, I mean, it was just the little things. I mean, coming up, the way I came up, like I always knew. I knew what real love wasn't, and I knew what real love was. My mama always told me, they'll never have to tell you the words, the actual words, like I love you, you'll be able to feel it. And he never had to say it. I always felt it, like from getting dropped off at the train station, you know, anything, like not having some money in my pocket, he'd give me some paper, you know, I can feel it. He ain't never had to utter the words. I always felt it, for sure.
So sentimental.
Nah, it's real still.
No, but
Absolutely
I feel
real.
it.
Yeah, absolutely real. But once again, like if I had a daughter, right, and I told her she met a guy, he goes, "I love you." I'm like, what the hell is that? That's some nebulous ass stuff, right? That's just some words right there. So what does he do with it? Like, what are the actions? Words don't mean anything, right? So it's how you live your life on a day-to-day basis, right? And that's where the love comes from. So I couldn't say we worked the corner the first fight. I love this kid.
Yeah,
So I don't even know. I'm not finna sit here and act like that, right?
Yeah.
But it's the consistency. It's the day in, the day out. It's him being a man of his word. Like that's big with us, right? Like if your word is not your bond, then we can't really operate. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he was always, you know, if he couldn't be at the gym, it was a reason, right? If anything, if it had to be a reason for everything. Like, you can't just tell me, Coach, I'm gonna take the day off. Why?
For sure.
You just taking off because you just want to? Well, that means you don't really want this thing.
Exactly.
Right? So there has to be a purpose for it. Everything has to have a purpose. Have a reason. Everything we do in here is purposeful. We ain't in here looking. In boxing, luck shouldn't exist. So there's no luck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, it's all work.
All work, dedication.
Yeah. So that's the real approach.
So how long have you been coaching for?
Eesh. Question. I guess the first time so I used to teach high school, right? As a long-term sub, I wasn't like a permanent teacher. But so I've always been like a teacher, like boxing and coaching is teaching. Like I wasn't a great fighter. I was solid, you know. I only fought in the amateurs, you know, mainly in the Army. So, but a coach is a teacher. Like, you know, it's like you can be like the greatest fighter ever, and you're not be able to translate the lessons that are required to help somebody become a fighter. Right, that's the misnomer. Like some people think, well, you never were a pro. Like you can't teach me nothing. And I'm always like, well, I probably can. With your mindset, you won't learn nothing. Right?
He taught me everything that I know about the sport today. Like he taught me how to see the sport more than just two guys in there just squaring up. I actually can see the science behind the sport now because of him. Like I see it through a different set of eyes. It's like one day somebody came and took my eyes and just put boxing in there or something, and I could just see it different. Like you might see two guys in there just punching, you know, but we actually I see the sport now. Like, you know, I see angles, I see what he's setting up, what they doing, what he trying to do. I see it all now because of him. He's a great teacher, greatest teacher I ever ran across in the sport of boxing. And I met a lot of great people in the sport of boxing, but you know, L just, you know, he just the most genuine, you know, most knowledgeable. He's serious about it. Like he might hit me at 2:30 or something. I might not respond, but he'll be sending me some videos or something like, check this out, kid. I'm sleep, but that's just how he is though. He non-stop, man. He always working.
And I know you're gonna look at it.
Yeah. I watch it as soon as I
test
wake up.
fighters though. Listen, if I send you a video and I ask you about it, I ain't look at it yet, coach. If it keeps happening, then you come to the gym, you like, what we gonna do today, coach? We ain't doing anything, because I'm not your coach.
Exactly.
You have another coach somewhere in here, find that motherfucker. Because I ain't him. You understand? If you don't love it as much as I do, if you don't care as much as I do, why should I spend my time? I got a whole family, you know, wife, 2 sons. You know what I mean? I got other responsibilities. Like if I'm gonna leave my home to spend time with you, that's precious time for me. You know, every moment is precious. So I'm taking my life and I'm spending time in your life to try to help you enrich your life, right?
Yeah.
So if you're not gonna have that same energy, then I can't work with you. Like I don't care what you pay. It won't even matter. Like at the end of the day, because it just won't work. You know what I'm saying? It just won't work, and that's the thing about him. You know what I'm saying? You know, cause like when let's say you go to a boxing gym and you start out training, you're gonna pay like a gym fee, right? And then usually with the coach, you pay a fee to the coach, or the gym fee has the coach fee wrapped up in it,
Okay.
right?
I've never paid him a trainer's fee. That's the thing. I like since day one. I've been seeing people like pay him training fee. I'm like, man, I hope he don't make me pay that, because that's he a good trainer. He really certified. So I'm like, I hope he never charged me, because I can't afford that. You know what I'm saying? I can't afford those fees. So
But guess what? If he wasn't disciplined, if he had a work ethic, if he wasn't a real fighter, if he wasn't a solid person, I'd charge him. Like, as a matter of fact, if you're a lazy ass fighter and you want to keep showing up, I'm gonna charge you a hell of a lot. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm barely gonna train you.
I had to be dedicated.
I'm gonna be like, hey, come here, 2 minutes on the mitts, go get on the bag. Good day, have a good one, take it easy. You know, you wasting my time, man.
And that's
You're
what
not
I did
serious.
want.
So I'll run you out the gym. Seriously, I'll run you out the gym. I'll make you feel like you spend all your money and you're breaking yourself.
And I didn't.
I really don't want you to come no more. And if I might just tell you don't come back. You know, it just depends. But this sport it's important to us.
I can tell.
It's important to us. You know what I'm saying?
Feel it too. Like,
We should put our whole life into this.
Yeah. Like, I mean, people don't even know like what I done actually had to do. Like, I done really been through. Like, I come from the West Side. Like, so when we first got into boxing, you know, I had just got out of college. I had got a job at UPS, but I was working the shift like 2:30 to 6. But the gym didn't open until like opened up at like 9. Yeah, like 9. So I get off of work at 6. You know, the buses started running. This was way down. But the buses started running at 6. So I hop on the first bus to try to get to the gym. But I get to the gym, it's too early. Either I'm gonna be too early or I'm gonna be too late. So I was like, I might as well be too early. So I get to the gym around like probably 7 o'clock, probably 7, 8, like 8 o'clock, 8:30, because it take like probably like 2 hours to get out of there. So I get out like 8. And I have to sleep on the bench in the back until the gym opened up. Like, that's how dedicated I was. Dedicated, man. Like, I'm gonna go around to the back. I ain't gonna call L, nothing, worry, and boom. I'm just go around here sleeping into the back.
Outside, but you say the back, you mean outside?
Yeah, on the bench. It was a bench. It was a bench in the back. Like, you know, I don't know homeless thing or nothing. You know, don't get it. But I love the sport that much. I was like, I did not want to miss that window that I get to train with L, because we were training in the morning. So I didn't want to miss that window. So I'm like, I'm either be super early or super late. So I wanted to be super early, and I just sleep on the bench until the gym opened. You know, it was a good sleep.
And look, one day he's I guess he get there, right? He's on the bench, but he done fell asleep. And the gym's open. We in there training. I'm like, where he at? He normally here. I'm expecting him to be here. And we go out there. He was still asleep on the bench. It done got hot.
Yeah. I was sweating like a motherfucker. I was sweating like a motherfucker, man. Like, it was
that's
because
dedication. You know what I mean?
Because with UPS, like, you can work extra shifts, so I had to came in like an extra shift early. That particular time, I was trying to make my coin. You know what I'm saying? So I was just putting it all. I was trying to figure it all out, man. I knew it was gonna work out. I knew if I just stayed dedicated, stayed training with OG, that eventually he was gonna show me the lake, and we drink forever. You know.
That's amazing.
For sure.
So that's such a. I can't wait to see. I can see a movie coming out.
For sure,
later
man.
on in life.
You know, it's a family thing, man. And he's not just the only one that just helped me along the way. Like, you know, I got my brother Silvio. He plays a role as my assistant, as our assistant trainer, coach. You know, but that's my brother before anything, and he done help me out along the way as well. Like, you know, he done came in and helped me out